Hi everybody, so today I'm going to tell you how you can have the ultimate solo safari trip to Masai Mara. Last year in June 2024, I had a lot of holidays lined up and I wanted to visit a different part of the world. I have always been to cities, I've seen skyscrapers, I've seen mountains, beaches, and as a child I used to go to safaris, but you know, the ones in India where you can actually not see any animal. So I came across Masai Mara when Ranbir proposed to Alia, obviously. So for me, whenever I decide on a trip, I do pick out like the main criteria. Number one, I always look for connectivity or the kind of flights that I'm going to get. From Dubai to Kenya or Nairobi, which is the capital of Kenya, it takes only 3 hours, 3.5 hours to get there with a direct flight with great connectivity and great prices. Number two is a constant, it's check the weather. June was perfect because the temperature was between 10 degrees to 20 degrees, so it was pleasantly warm during the day, very cold at night with your warm hoodies. I think June was perfect for Masai Mara. The most important thing, book your guide. So if you are somewhere in India or you are somewhere in UAE or any other part of the world, the first thing you will do is look at guides which give tours from your own country. I was in Dubai, there were a ton of private tours which were going to Kenya, but I would suggest book your own guide which is local. We went on Google, we searched, there's a website, it's called African Safaris, and there you can see a ton of tours, a ton of tour guides who you can book yourself. We picked one of them that we really liked and the prices were great and we were going for 7 days, so that's what we communicated to the team. They came back with a 7-day itinerary which covered not only Masai Mara but it also covered 3 other national parks in Kenya. All these 3 national parks, they form sort of a triangle. You can see different kinds of species at different places, you have different kind of experiences at different places. So if you are going for a longer trip, you can also explore going to all the 3 destinations. These guides are the ones which are allowed to go into the national park with their own vehicles. So you do need a guide, you cannot drive your own car. These guides will also book your accommodation, they will also be responsible for the food that you're eating. So for us, we booked a 7-day guide which came with a jeep with the guide. They booked all our accommodation for the 7 days and food was included as well. You pay either per person if you are few people like 1 or 2, but if you are yourselves a gang of people like 6 or 7, maybe you can just pay for a jeep. So that might come cheaper for you. Since we were just 2 people, we booked ourselves in a jeep with solo travelers and we paid per person. We paid a bit of an advance which is very minimal, maybe like 5% of the overall charges, and the rest of it when we went to Nairobi, when we went to Kenya and they picked us up, that's when we paid the rest of it. The guide will also be very knowledgeable. They'll tell you all that you need to know in terms of the species, the biodiversity, the phenomenons, whatever you're seeing, the main places, and they will guide you across the national park and they are very well knowledgeable to tell you or give you a great experience about what you're actually seeing. Depending on your guide and how much you're paying, they will book your accommodation. We went on a very budget-friendly trip. So for us, we weren't living at fancy hotels, and whenever you are in the park, I think all the places or wherever you're staying are mostly owned by locals. We did stay at some very nice locally owned places which weren't very fancy. We lived in tents. We also, when we moved across parks, we did live in hotels, but those were, I think, sub-budget, but those were really clean and got the job done, and I had no issues over there. It's not like a regular hotel experience where you are going to get all your fancy bottles of shampoos and soaps and conditioners and bathrooms and stuff like that. It's very chill, it's very simple, but it's very like heartwarming because the hosts are usually very nice and very sweet. I am a non-vegetarian and I don't complain when I eat anything, but I realize some of you all are not like that. So let's talk about food. So for food, for me it was great. You would always get a vegetarian curry, you'd get a non-vegetarian curry, you'd get rice, which is very similar to ours. You'd get parathas. For breakfast, usually you would get like eggs, peanut butter, jams, bread, stuff like that. So if you are a non-vegetarian but you eat only chicken, you will have to go the vegetarian diet. Chicken was not available in the entire 7 days of the week. Sometimes there'd be other meats as well, which you may or may not be eating. And if you're a vegetarian, so they do make vegetarian curries. They'll also make their own version of lentils, which is very similar to our dal. It wasn't very spicy, but it still was similar to a dal experience. And if you're looking for veggies, that's going to be a disappointment because it looks like a little bit of grilled or sauteed vegetables, so you're not going to like it. But since you are going to live in really friendly accommodations with friendly hosts, Carrie or Maggie, they will help you make it. They'll boil the water, they'll do everything, so you don't have to worry about the food. And of course, if even that doesn't satiate you, pack a bag of food, buy a lot of snacks. Applying to a visa for Kenya is very easy. You go to a website, you apply online. All you need is the flights and your accommodation. Whenever you're booking your guide, they will come up with an itinerary. So over there, all your accommodation is going to be noted down as well. You can just, in your attachments, put this itinerary which shows that you've paid and that these are the places that you're going to stay at. So once we got the itinerary from the tour group and we were sure of when we would arrive in Nairobi, that's how we booked our flights. So whenever you are booking your flights and telling your guides your dates, make sure to clarify the pickup and the drop with them. We arrived in Nairobi on a Saturday and we asked the guide to pick us up on Sunday because we arrived later in the afternoon. So guys, they pick people up in the morning, so we couldn't go. We had to stay one or like half a day in Nairobi. We stayed just at the hotel. We were just chilling at the pool, which is a beautiful hotel. For our drop, what we thought was, so when we had booked, we didn't know this, but also whenever they are dropping you, there are also certain times when the guides or the guides go back from the parks to the airports or the cities. We didn't know that, so we didn't clarify it in the beginning. In the end, it was a bit of an issue because we wanted to reach the airport at 1 or 2 and nobody was going to pick us up, so we had to pay a bit of extra money to get a separate driver so just we could get to the airport. So we did a little bit of a boo-boo over there. Once you have clarified, you have booked your flights, you have your accommodation, just easy peasy, go apply for the visa. It's going to come in 3 days max. Okay, let's talk about my favorite part, which is what do you pack. We were there for 7 days and I don't like packing heavy. I always try that I pack only the things that I need, but I always end up packing like 20 or 30% more than I need. I'm going to help you figure out what you actually need to keep, which is very important, and fill up your suitcases with that. You are going to sit in a jeep which is open the entire day and you are going to travel through these savannas with dust flowing. So obviously your skincare is going to be the most important thing that you do over there. Since we were at our budget friendly hotels, we did not get any face washes or such. All we got was a soap. I would recommend, since your face is going to be attacked with so much harsh stuff like dust and sun, you carry your own skincare. Carry your face wash, your moisturizer and your sunscreen. These 3 things are going to be so important. Do carry your sunscreen, even if you are going from June to September when it's going to be cloudy, it's not going to be sunny, you still will get tan. I did not, unfortunately, apply my sunscreen as they say every 2 hours, and I came back really tanned, and it took me months to get back to my usual skin. One more thing that I would like to add, and which is a recent addition in my travels, is an aloe vera gel. I like to put some aloe vera gel at the end of the day. It really suits the skin and it doesn't feel like it's dead. it will soothe your skin. You will see the difference. Since the dust is going to be all around, your natural oils might start flowing a lot, or you might get a lot of dust which is settling. So please carry your shampoo and your conditioner, because your hair is going to now tackle not only the tough conditions of the safari but also the water of the place. And I don't know how the water is, but don't take chances. Carry your sunglasses. There's also an addition to my routine these days, which is a UV protection jacket. I've gotten a couple of them from Uniqlo, so I don't know you have access to them, but if you can get it, it's the best. It's going to protect the entire skin. Some of them come with a hood, so you don't need to carry an extra hat, but I swear to God, it's like Uniqlo products, they are investments. So for clothing, you of course you want to be comfortable the entire time, but if you are wanting to wear shorts or sleeveless and stuff like that, that is not a problem. You can wear whatever you want. I would recommend you wear your socks, your trekking shoes. I wore my trekking shoes the entire 7 days, and those were really important. I would wear full length pants, and I did not wear full length sleeve tops, but I did carry some hoodies which I would really need in the morning. It was cold like till 9 a.m, 10 a.m, and we started the safari at like 6 or 7. Do carry like a hoodie, because at night it will get cold. It will get really cold and you would need a hoodie. If you are just in Masai Mara, you will not need trekking shoes, because you're not supposed to go outside and walk much anyway. But since we were on a 7-day trip and we went to a few other national parks as well, we also went to a national park where you could actually walk. So we cycled for 20 kilometers, but in that case, if somebody was walking 20 kilometers, I would recommend they bring their trekking shoes. The guide is going to book everything for you, the accommodation and the food is included, and you are in the safari the entire day anyway. So do you need any cash? You might. So whenever you're staying in these small accos, they do have alcohol, they have cold drinks and stuff. So if you are going to buy that, you will need your cash, because that's not included. Since for us, we were in Nairobi, right, for half a day. So over there, since we were at the hotel and we ate at the hotel, we paid by card at the hotel, so we didn't really need any cash. But as I said, we had paid our guide a very small amount, like 5% of it in advance by online payment. So when we went to Nairobi, what we had done was we had already taken a lot of dollars cash. So we paid our guide in the dollars that we had, and we maybe changed a very, very small amount in the Kenyan currency, which I don't remember what it is now. So we didn't drink any alcohol and we didn't buy anything except maybe like a couple of water bottles while we were on the safari. So we didn't really need any cash. I think one of the activities that we did, which was boating in Lake Naivasha, there we had to pay a little bit of a tip to the guy, and we did not have any cash. I had maybe $1 or $2, so that's what we gave, but we did not have any Kenyan currency. So for these small things also, you might need like a little bit of cash, but then again, if your guide is friendly, he'll also help you out, so that's okay. Okay, let's do some tips. If you are a solo traveler or you're a female solo traveler, I think for a Kenyan safari, both are going to go hand in hand. First things first, make sure that you know, or your guide knows, when and where to pick you up. If your flight is arriving at 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. at the airport, the guide can pick you up from the airport straight. Or if you're arriving in the city after that, in the afternoon or evening, you will have to stay at a place. Get an eSIM, get your internet over there so you can book whatever Uber and stuff, and the internet is going to work whenever you are in the park as well, so you don't have to worry about that. Book an Uber, it's very easy, people are friendly, you're going to get it very easily. They're not going to, like, at least for us, we won't scam. Second thing, if you're a solo traveler, do book a local guide, because most of the global solo travelers are going to book these guides. So whenever you go in a jeep and there's an 8 people capacity in the jeep, you're going to meet a lot of people from around the world. For us, we met so many people We met people from China, we met people from France, we met people from Denmark. So it was kind of a diversity, great diversity that we found, and I think it only happened because we booked from a local guide. If we had booked from, say, a Dubai guide or an Indian guide, we probably would have only Indians. Okay, one more thing, your hosts are going to be really sweet. They're going to really take care of you, so always be sweet to them. You can ask them for anything that you need. They're going to be always helpful. Don't be afraid to ask for coffee at night or anything like that. They're going to be very sweet to you, very nice. Also, take care that you are all packed up, you have all your stuff, so you don't need to buy any or get any supplies, because these are small accommodations, they don't have a lot of stuff. So if you think you're going to need anything special, just buy everything before you enter the park or before you start your safari ride. This is all that I have learned from my trip to Masai Mara. It was a great experience. I think it was a safari of a lifetime, and I would hope that everybody who's watching this puts it on their bucket list, because it's a must to do. You really have to do it, and I hope that you guys go soon and you really enjoy your time as much as I did, because it was such a cathartic experience to see or watch so much biodiversity and so much nature with my own eyes and so close to me. I think everybody in this world should have a chance to just feel those feelings.